What up, Stackers? Big Stack McGee here. How are you doing today? It is Monday, November 16th, and making this video to let you know about a cool transaction that I made a couple days ago on Saturday at my local coin shop. And I use that term local coin shop somewhat loosely in the fact that they are an hour away from where I live. There are a couple places that are somewhat closer, maybe 15 minutes closer, but they're places I'll probably never go back to. Have you ever been at a coin shop where you just feel like the people that are working with you are hiding something, or they treat you a little bit differently, case by case basis? There's no clear pricing. Sometimes it's like they're shooting from the hip a little bit. The place that I go to is very, very transparent. They list their prices for bullion and for different things, all based in percentages above spot, and you just know exactly what you're getting into. It's consistent, and the gentlemen that work at the place that I go to have just been nothing but stand-up individuals. So I'm very comfortable working with them. So I was excited at this opportunity. I made a decision to take part of my silver stack that I didn't care as much about and turning that into gold. For the first transaction, because right now the ratio is right around 76 to 1. I would love it to be more like 60 to 1 when I do something like this, but to be honest, it was time. So what I did was I traded 7 rolls of generic silver, all in very, some of them were complete, they look like brand new from Sunshine Minting or something like that, or Prospectors from Providence, things like that. And then, of course, I had the random ones where you visit and you go through the cheapo box and pull out, random ones or whatever. So anyway, I go in with these 7 rolls. In addition, I had 2 rolls of Canadian silver dollars that were basically uncirculated, and a roll of Canadian silver quarters. And I remember picking those up from Provident probably 5 or 6 years ago, and they had them at a spot price kind of deal. So I jumped on them at the time, but it doesn't really fit my stack in the fact that don't really have anything else like that. And I was like, that was prime on my list for something to swap out. At any rate, so I go into the store and I say I'm interested in trading straight up for some gold. They asked me what I had. I got it out. They took everything out of the tubes, kind of counted everything up, and they separated it based on, we call it the dollar bin or whatever, where they have all their scuffed up rounds. They identified those ones, and they gave me a little bit, and I'm not entirely sure because I don't have the little sheets or whatever, but they gave me more of a premium for the stuff like Sunshine that was all uniform and clearly in good condition, and so they gave me a little bit more for that, which was nice. But they gave me spot price for the banged up ones, and a little bit better than spot for the Sunshine ones and the Prospectors and things like that. I believe they gave me spot price also for the Canadian silver at the 80% variety. So a roll of Canadian silver dollars, I think, translates to about 12 ounces of silver, and I think the roll of quarters translated to 6 ounces of silver. And so they tabulated a price, and they basically took their price that they were selling their gold at, and it all said and done, I ended up walking out with 2 ounces of gold and a little bit of cash in my pocket, which was nice. But let's show you what I picked up. So my first gold bar, I love bars in general. I've never been one for gold bars, I guess, but here's one. Here's a Pamp Swiss one in SA card, and yeah, it's kind of cool. Looks nice. Still got the plastic on the outside or whatever, but I was very, very happy with that. So they had other bars and SA cards. I certainly could have gotten more like this, but I ended up paying a little bit more, or getting a little bit more for this. I got a Krugerrand. I do have a 2 rand, a little bit less than a quarter ounce. I think it's very, very similar to a Sovereign. But this is a full ounce of gold, 1975. So yeah, my first Krugerrand. And I believe they said their markup for the Krugerrand was $100 over spot. and I'm not sure what it was for this. But I looked at all the numbers. I was very, very happy. It was very transparent, and it was obvious that I could have done more had I wanted to. They probably had, they had no Gold Eagles. That's what I was hoping for, was to be able to get a Gold American Eagle. Would have been really, really great, because I want to get a whole roll of those eventually. But they had several half Eagles, and they had some quarter Eagles and things like that. But I was happy to get out with this. And, before I left, I kind of calculated things, what I thought they'd be willing to trade for and stuff, and it was right on the money. So I was able to walk out with 2 ounces of gold, and then, like I said, a few bucks back in my pocket. And the best part about doing that, not only when you feel the weight of the silver that you have, and you're lightening your overall stack load by converting to gold, but just thinking about my gold stack increasing and how easy that was, especially since the majority of those generics I picked up at 14 or 15 bucks an ounce, and to sell them at the, what was it, close to $25 an ounce, and convert that to gold just makes me feel really good. Even though gold is obviously at a high right now, or not at a high, it's close. I just was very, very happy to do that, because that's always been a long-term goal of mine, is to increase that gold stack. So now the question is am I going to do it again? And I think so. I'm going to keep watching the prices. I have quite a few silver bars, and I'm not going to liquidate my whole stack, of course. But basically, my stack is I have quite a bit of 90%. A lot of my guardhouse box project that I've been doing on. I have a full box of silver halves. I've probably got about a little bit more than halfway with my box of silver quarters. Silver dimes are almost done. So there's the 90%. I have a full monster box of American Eagles that I've collected throughout the years. So that's staying. I'm definitely not getting rid of that. And then I have silver bars, probably almost 1,000 ounces at this point of silver bars. And then I also have some government bullion, so several rolls of maples, several rolls of Philharmonics, several rolls of Mexican Libertads, things like that. I'm not as interested in getting rid of that stuff. The bars are more of the generic, especially the 10-ounce varieties, that you pick up used either from Provident or some of those places, or even just like the ones that are, OPM bars or things like that you buy as close a spot as possible. So that would be my next venture, would be to cash out maybe some of the bars. And I have no problem doing that, knowing that I can pick up sweet gold like this. So I probably, I don't know, I think I'll wait a few weeks and kind of just see where things are at. Hopefully, if we can get that gold to silver ratio to coax a little bit lower, then that might signal another trip for me to do that. But I don't know, just walking out there with 2 ounces of gold felt really dang good. And also to do that, I love it when you go to a coin store, make a transaction like that, which totals about, you're bringing in about $4,000 worth of metals, walking out with about $4,000 worth of metals, and they don't know my name. There was no tax paid. It was just an even up trade. Like I said, I even had a few dollars back in my pocket at the conclusion of it. So that feels pretty great. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. And it's the first time I've ever done that. I've never actually traded silver for gold or vice versa. So, yeah, I know several of you have done the same thing or are thinking about the same thing. I had a great transaction, and very, very looking forward to the next opportunity to do that. So, one more quick look. That Pam Swiss gold bar. And the Krugerrand. Pretty cool. Besides that, I have some more collectibles that I've picked up, and I'm going to show those off here in the upcoming videos, where I got some items that I want to add to my permastack, stuff that I want to hand on down to my kiddos. Some graded pieces of Americana, and I'm really looking forward to showing those off to you. In fact, probably within a week, we'll probably see another video, and we're going to try to do some more frequent videos. But for right now, happy with this little transaction. And that's it for right now. This is Big Sack McGee. Hope everyone out there is doing great. We'll talk to you real soon. Take care.